Sign up today for a 7-day free trial at alerts.chartguys.com. Hey everyone, checking in on the cryptocurrency space, currently in Mexico, getting ready for dinner with the crew, meeting some of the Chart Guys members and a whole bunch of them from the cryptocurrency space, so that's been a lot of fun. And the Bitcoin bulls and the market bulls have kept their uptrends very strong at this point. The last daily higher low for Bitcoin, we had a little one at 79.66, and we still have yet to top out. The 4-hour time frame is continuing to hold the exponential 12-period moving average support. We just set another little higher low. My stop had been, and it still is, under 85.50. And if we see a new bull move over 9,000 and hold it for a bit, I will move up my stop over, or I should say under, 87.66. So just continuing to walk that stop up. Why did I not move my stop up here and then get stopped out? Because that's not a big enough move for me to move up my stop. So that level was 86.58, and the other level was 85.50. And $100 is not enough for me personally with the current position size for me to care. So giving it a little bit more breathing room, and fortunately that has kept me in the trade still up to this point. So battle for 9,000 psychological resistance, 4-hour exponential support is holding. Daily time frame, when we do lose the 4-hour uptrend, we'll just be looking for another daily higher low to form with the 12-period exponential as our guide, checking in on the dominance and Big Chonus on crypto, or I should say crypto Twitter, pointed out that the possibility of this big drop on the Bitcoin dominance chart could have a lot to do with the huge pump that BSV and the huge appreciation of its market cap did see, and of course Dash as well. If that were going to be the reason, in my opinion, we would have likely recovered and it would have been a bit more V-shaped. The fact that we're still down within this range as BSV is topping out tells me that this move is a little bit more real in terms of the support breaking and Bitcoin losing a bit of its dominance. So the altcoins staying strong. And again, if you are an altcoin bull, you want to see this chart continue to drop ideally while Bitcoin stays in an uptrend, because what that means is altcoins are performing really well as bulls if Bitcoin is in a daily uptrend and this chart keeps dropping off to lower lows. So something we're going to continue to be watching. Ethereum, daily little higher low formed, very brief break, 158.17. You could call this a daily bull flag. So 158.17 is now the short-term support level. We have 4-hour time frame, riding exponential support as well. If you wanted a tight stop, it would be 164.93. And the ETH BTC chart is trying to follow through with a little higher low as well. Short-term resistance, 1946. Bigger picture on the weekly chart, still exponential resistance to battle, and watching for those weekly trend changes in the Bitcoin pairings to have my interest in trading these altcoins instead of Bitcoin. Not there yet for me personally. Daily bull flag in Litecoin following through as well. Higher low of 54.72. The next key resistance is 66.19. We're watching to see if this level can break or not. Good sign for the bulls is the increasing weekly bull volume. Great sign for the bulls. And again, odds that our monthly higher low has been set, increasing. Look at the volume already compared to last month, and we're only just over the halfway point of the month. So we know it's going to be a high volume month compared to recent previous months. And a nice bounce, creating some nice space. Again, bigger picture. We know weekly consolidation for a higher low is going to be due on some of these coins, likely in the near-term future. And I do believe that there will be a good bit of traders that missed the initial sentiment change that led to this bullish action and will try and get in on these weekly higher lows. LTC BTC, daily uptrend, or I should say daily bull flag with a bull break. Whenever you're in an altcoin, if your US coin is in an uptrend and your Bitcoin pairing is in an uptrend as well, that is best case scenario. It means your coin is doing well and outperforming Bitcoin. So LTC BTC, significant bounce, 74.74 key resistance, and again, weekly trend change will be needed here as well, but a nice move off of the low, creating plenty of space for a weekly higher low to form once we do top out, and the volume is there for the bulls as well. XRP USD, daily higher low trying to form at 222, short-term resistance 245, has not broken yet, so no continuation just yet. Weekly time frame, I consider anything under 315 a weekly lower high. So essentially, if you've been watching recent videos, nothing has changed from the recent analysis aside from some names giving us a new daily support level and heading up to test short-term resistance. Bigger picture, the weekly charts are still our anti-FOMO, knowing that we will have an opportunity for weekly higher lows for an entry at some point, likely in the next couple of weeks, and patiently waiting, if not in a comfortable spot, to grab daily higher lows. Again, I missed the initial move on Bitcoin, and it was that patience that allowed me to get in on the daily higher low. I missed the move from 68.54 to 84.69. So that was what, a $1,600 move that I missed. Patiently waited for the daily higher low, got in 7,700, and now got an $1,100 move. So same thing, missed the initial move on the weekly longer term charts. There's going to be a lot of bulls looking to buy that first higher low, just like there were a lot of bulls looking to buy the first daily higher low. Binance still has not topped out every single day as a higher low for the last 7 days. 4-hour uptrend intact. Higher low here is 1737, trying to make our way back up to recent resistance. And again, this move is coming off of the weekly low with 2180 as the most important resistance level. And a couple of names will be setting up for the potential of an inverse head and shoulders pattern if we fail to break that resistance. Litecoin, $66 is that level, 66 and change. And if we fail to break it, we will need a weekly higher low and then a follow through to change that weekly trend for us to be real confident that our monthly higher lows are set and that the bulls have their control for Q1 2020. BCH USD, daily bull flag confirmed. So very brief break of the low of the previous day into continuation, declining bear volume, increasing bull volume, exactly how the bulls want to see it. Weekly time frame is very extended. Best case scenario for the bulls here happened, huge volume and breaking these lower highs. So the names that we just looked at, this would be like if Binance had blown through 2180 and was up in the upper 20s, and if Litecoin had blown through the 66 resistance and was up in the 70s right now. That's essentially where BCH is standing. So very confident in a weekly higher low to form once we do top out, and there will be a good number of bulls buying that weekly higher low. And again, the monthly equilibrium, very confident here. Pretty much bulls are comfortable in the sense that if it's not a monthly equilibrium, a name like BCH could break 517.75 if this momentum were to keep up over the next couple of months. I should say if this volume were to keep up. I personally would not be betting on that, but volume will be our guide as to whether or not that's going to be possible. If we do not see continued increasing bull volume, it's not going to be possible in my opinion. So that's going to be key. BSV has topped out. There will be a bull entry here approaching. Again, very high risk, high reward coin. We topped out at 458.74. Congrats to those that went short, because at this point we have pulled back a very significant amount in the last 3 days. Solid 40% pullback. But again, we're looking at the daily exponential support. We know anything above where we came from is a daily higher low. And we're going to be watching for the potential of 4-hour oversold conditions. Right now we have a scenario where 280 was our base and we just broke it without notable bear follow through. So if we can change the hourly trend back to the bulls from here, I would call that a 4-hour bear break with lack of follow through. Let's see what the 12-hour is looking like. So lower high, lower low on the 12-hour, but holding 12-hour exponential support. Bottom line is keep a close eye out for a daily higher low to form, and we may not make it down to the daily exponential support with how the current setup is playing out. If I were interested in this name, I would be looking to scale in. I would probably make an initial entry here real soon, and then I would reserve some orders for maybe the 260, the 250, 240 range as we look for that daily exponential support to continue to catch up. Link USD, also continuing daily higher low is 228, bull break, big bull volume, nice laggard move over the last week plus. And the difference here is it is approaching 316, very key resistance. And look at the monthly chart, very different perspective. A monthly trend change is very possible here on Link, and we're much closer to doing so than a lot of these other names. Let's make sure that's the case. So we would need a bull break of 20% more from where we currently stand to see a monthly higher low and higher high. And of course, if we were going to see that on Bitcoin, we need quite a bit more than that, 55%. So Link is performing really well after being a big time laggard. It took a long time to see this move take place, but it is certainly seeing all that bull volume pour in. Another laggard move, XTZ. So we've been looking for this weekly higher low, and the bulls have not given us anything while the sector has been running, and now it's a very clear weekly higher low established. And it was the break of 140. Remember that double top at 140, which was the level that had to break. And of course, we broke it and saw big time follow through, pretty much straight from 140 up to 155, 10% move in 2 hours. And the 4 hour still in an uptrend off of 4 hour exponential support, resistance 155. And now we're going to watch to see, are we going to form a weekly lower high compared to 186 and stay in a tightening range? Dash USD, daily consolidation underway. So nice to see that some coins are breaking out and some coins are holding strong and some coins are consolidating. That is a good scenario where we see funds cycle through the sector. They run one name, they go to a laggard, they run the other name. And we're seeing the same thing in the marijuana sector space, where it was just a prolonged 7 to 8 month downtrend, similar to what the crypto space has seen. Let's just look how similar this is real quick. So monthly time frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of consolidation, and now a bounce is taking place. Looking at Canopy, which is the Canadian sector leader, pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, an extra month, but a very clear shift is underway. So they are certainly reminding me of themselves, each other, and they are very high risk to reward sectors. So in that regard, some kind of similarity makes sense, where perhaps people that are making a lot of money in the traditional market that's doing really well are now feeling confident enough to take on some extra risk and go to some of the laggard, weaker sectors, more high risk, high reward, seeing some love over the last month or two. And Dash, if we're going to be looking for an entry on Dash, we're watching short-term support of 112.45 broke. Have we hit hourly oversold? Nope. So keep an eye out for the Dash first hourly oversold conditions to be looking for a bounce. And actually at the low of these wicks, we were probably just getting to 30. And we're going to be watching for a daily higher low to be set in the next, I would say, within the next 24 hours. We'll be looking for that Dash higher low. 100 psychological is also a level to be watching if we don't get any hourly trend change or anything from here to shift momentum. And the daily exponential 12 period, always a good visual guide, will continue to march up pretty quickly each day. So bottom line, bulls keeping their full control. We're getting to a point now where, again, eventually I would be watching not only to just keep entering on daily higher lows, but as long as that keeps working, that's a good game plan. But once we lose that pattern, once we lose the daily uptrend, that's when we zoom out and patiently wait for the weekly higher low to be looking for a bit more longer term entry. And that's where I'm going to be watching for a Litecoin entry. I would prefer to fail to break 66.19 and consolidate for a weekly higher low. That gives me the best clear setup. And I believe a lot of other traders and technical analysts are going to be watching the same thing that I am, which is why it could act as a self-fulfilling prophecy to a certain degree. So continuing to walk up stops, bulls keeping full control. Daily uptrends are what is most important to us to tell us when weekly consolidation is coming, when those uptrends are lost. Hope you had a good week. Hope you have a good weekend. We'll be back to normal schedule later next week, and I'll try and put out a video perhaps early next week, and we'll see how that goes. Do good things. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.